We are live on Periscope, aka Twitter. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. Day 2 is upon us. Super excited. Also, happy Labor Day, everyone. I hope you all are enjoying the last couple of hours of festivities before we get going. And tonight's going to be a good conversation because we're talking all about interviewing. So if that's something that has ever made you nervous, has ever kind of made you like, what the, I got you. Your girl, Tasha, has got you. So everyone on Periscope, on Facebook, on YouTube, hello, hello, hello. Make sure you start to share this out. I would definitely greatly appreciate it. Your friends and family who could benefit from this conversation will appreciate it. And it helps just get the word out because I think that as people are, this is usually the time where sometimes, we start getting itchy. We're like, I want a new job. I want a new opportunity. Hey, to get a new job, to get a new opportunity, we've got to do what? We've got to succeed on those interviews. We've got to ace them, really. So how do we do that? And that's what tonight's conversation is going to be all about. We have a couple of minutes. So I just wanted to get on here a little bit early, just in case anyone had any additional questions or wanted to ask me, hey, are you talking about XYZ? You're welcome to do that. Also, we can recap a little bit about first day. So the first day, we talked all about how to look for a job. So if you missed that conversation, you can go to the Dressing Room Mate YouTube channel. It's also here on Twitter. It's on Facebook. So the easiest way is probably just go to dressingroom8.com, go to the website and click on the YouTube channel. And then you'll see there's a whole playlist for this 7-day career makeover. So you can go and rewatch that video on YouTube. If you stroll through on Facebook, on Twitter, you'll be able to, on the Dressing Room Mate page, you'll be able to find the video there too. But it's all going to be compact in one space on the YouTube channel. So while you're there, make sure you subscribe, make sure that we're friends. You click the little bell so that you get notified every time there's a new video and when I go live and all of that good stuff. And in addition to that, I guess I would just give you a summary from day 1, which was how to look for a job. It really comes down to resourcefulness, understanding the process. I talked about what is the process. So if you don't know what that is, go to dressingroom8.com and click on the YouTube channel and you'll see that whole playlist there. You can access it and understand the process because process is everything. And then also kind of a little bit of mindset stuff. So if you haven't ever thought about mindset when it comes to your career and your job hunt, you'll get some information there. And then also later this week, we're going to be talking about rejection specifically because I don't know about you, but I know I've been rejected multiple times in the process. And I'm also going to share a little bit about my own career story. So if you're brand spanking new to the Dressing Room Mate platform, don't know a lot about me, Natasha Nurse, you'll learn all about that good stuff tonight. Super excited. So again, I'm on 3 different platforms. You can holler at me here on Periscope, Twitter. You can holler at me on Facebook. You can holler at me on YouTube. I'm live on all 3 platforms. So wherever you decide to share it, share across. Get some friends in here. And again, it is a conversation. So if you have questions, if there are things that I'm saying that spark a little bit of interest in you and you're like, what do you mean by that? Or can you do this? I'm your girl. Ask me the questions. I love, love, love talking about this. So with that, let's get started. It's time. Welcome to day 2 of the 7-day career makeover. And day 1 was amazing. Day 2 is going to be bomb. Super excited. We're on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Hello. We're all over. My name is Natasha Nurse. I am the coach, speaker, and content creator behind Dressing Room 8, which is a coaching and consulting platform essentially designed to teach 3 practical things. Hey, Hilly on Facebook, designed to teach 3 practical things for women. Primarily, my focus is working with women, but I do coach and work with women and men. For my girls, for my ladies, for my women, I teach you how to think with clarity, how to dress with confidence, and how to live with purpose. That is the designation for why Dressing Room Mate exists. And I'm excited to work with anyone who currently is struggling with maybe their career hunt and could need a little bit of help. So join me for day 2 of the 7-day career makeover. So let's get into it. Out of this video, I think you're going to learn the following things. What it really takes to ace your next interview, what your role in your own success is when it comes to being prepared and doing your best on your interview, and understanding, again, the process, because it's so much easier to succeed at things in life when we understand process. Process is everything. All right. So number one out of the gate, presentation. What are we wearing when we go on these interviews? What are we saying, right? Everything. How's the hair look? The jewelry, the tats, all of that stuff. Like understanding the presentation you need to come forward with for the tone and audience for which you are trying to present yourself in, right? Because every work culture is different, right? Which is good. Right? We don't want the same thing everywhere. We want different cultures. Some cultures are a little bit more lenient. Some are more buttoned up. Some are more corporate. Some are super stuffy. Some are super cash, right? So there's all these different work cultures. So it's really important to understand what is the work culture you're trying to get into based on the job title and the company you want to work with, right? But typically, I would say, unless you are told otherwise, like some interviews I've been told, it's super cash, you don't have to dress up, follow instructions, right? But if you haven't been given those instructions, dress business attire, right? We got to wear the suits and kind of really come forward with our best foot forward, unless the culture dictates otherwise or you've been instructed to not dress that way. So follow instructions, but if there are no instructions, you can do some searching, and google.com is your friend always, and it can tell you a little bit about what kind of work culture you potentially could be working in and walking into for your interview. All right. When it comes to dressing your body, now this advice is particularly focused for the woman, but it applies to us all. Why? Because we all have to wear clothing. Yes. Go figure. So what do we need to do? We need to get clothing that fits our body. So when you know you're going to have an interview, say Thursday of this week, right? It's Monday, ending Monday into Tuesday. You should have already done what? You should have gotten the interview outfits out, laid it on the bed, put it on your body, go in front of a full-size mirror, and then identify whether or not this is fitting your body. Do you see things tight? Do you see things kind of trying to explode open? Like, is it actually fitting your body? Because we have what? We have a lot of clothes in our closet that we love, but it actually doesn't fit us well, or it doesn't complement our body. So what's the use of that? That's not very useful at all, and doesn't make any sense. So try on the outfits that you're thinking about for your interviews, right? Try to get at least a couple, maybe 2 to 3 different outfits, so that if one is dirty, you have something for the next day, right? You have some diversity there. Try it on, see how it's fitting. Do you have to go get anything tailored? Do you need to get a whole new look because it's just not working? Do that stuff, that prep work in advance as much as possible. Sometimes you don't have as much like notice, right? So maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's Tuesday, and you find out you have an interview on Wednesday. All right, do what you can do on Tuesday, right? But try to get that piece covered. Also, another thing to keep in mind, is it comfortable? If what you're wearing is not comfortable, what are you going to do during the interview? You're going to be stiff. You're going to be like kind of widgeting, or not widgeting, but you're going to be fidgeting. You're going to just not be in a space of confidence. You're not going to be in a space of, I came here prepared, right? And I'm ready for the intellectual conversation we're going to have. You're going to be all focused on the wrong thing, which is going to be your clothes, and in a bad way, right? Like, oh, this, and it doesn't make any sense. So make sure the outfit fits your body. It's comfortable. Also, the color choice matches the tone for the work culture. So what do I mean by that? If you're going into a corporate office, then what are we choosing? We're choosing corporate colors. We're choosing the blues, the grays, the blacks, right? We're not choosing, Caribbean red. We're not choosing, this floral print that you would wear on a trip to the Bahamas, right? We got to make sure the color choice matches the tone for which we're going. All right. So there's that. Next, it's appropriate for the weather. And this is super important, because as I have some meetings and I go out and I meet different people here in the sunny Arizona weather, what am I experiencing? Well, if you know my story, I am from New York, right? Born and raised in New York. So most of my clothing, I did purge a lot of clothing and got rid of stuff that's not going to work. But I do have stuff that is with me. And I have realized, woo, does not work for Arizona heat. Why? Because the minute I put it on, I'm sweating through it. What kind of impression is that going to make when if I'm going to go on an interview, right? And if I'm going to sit in front of someone or have a business meeting or any of that stuff, and I'm just like drenched in sweat, like it looks crazy. It looks crazy down. So is your outfit appropriate for the weather? That's really, really key. Make sure that's the case. Next, also make sure you're wearing something that doesn't easily mess up. I'm not saying, it needs to be Teflon, but if you see a suit and you're like, oh my God, and it has this like silk shirt and it's so beautiful, but you go and in the commute to getting from your home to the place for the interview, and it like wrinkles and it looks all messed up, you go looking disheveled, right? And that's not really serving your purpose. It's not helping your mission, which is to get the job and to ace that interview. So make sure the outfit you choose fits your body. It is comfortable. The color choice is appropriate for the tone. It is also not messable. Messable. I don't think that's a word. We're going to go with it for tonight. It's not easy to get messed up on your commute. So in travel, does it travel well? All right. So if you have any questions on presentation, please put them in as we transition into the next segment for which we're talking about, which is be bigger than your nerves. I'm going to say it again. Be bigger than your nerves. Your nerves are this big, right? You are much larger. You be bigger than your nerves. And I say this for a couple of things. You have to see yourself as an asset before the company will ever see you as an asset, right? A lot of times people make the mistake of going into a job interview or going into conversations with the attitude that like, oh my God, please, I need this from you. Please, I'm so grateful if you take me. Please, please, please help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Wait 1 minute. This is a mutual benefit. All right. When you're looking for a job, when you're looking to make a transition in your career, right, or even start a business deal or something like that, it needs to be a mutual benefit. What are you getting out of the conversation? What are you getting out of this new transaction, this new opportunity? And then what is the company getting out of it? If you are coming in from this one-sided perspective of, oh my God, please, I need money, help me, please, I need money. That's called something, what, desperation? And is that attractive? Is that what companies are looking for? They're like, oh man, if only I could find a desperate employee. No, no one wants that. People want people who understand their value, who understand what they're bringing to the table. And if you cannot identify that within yourself, what exactly are you presenting to your audience, and why exactly are they interested in hiring you? They're not going to be. Right? Because they're going to say, this person's just desperate. They don't understand who they are. They don't understand how to tell their story. Next. Next. So the minute that you're say you're in that lobby room, right? And you're waiting to be called for your interview, and you start to feel these nerves, right? You start to feel these little, we all get them, right? These nerves. Oh my God, will I get this? Will this be good? I want you to do something really simple, really simple. I talked about this yesterday. I'll probably talk about it every day of this week. Deep breath, everyone. Let's take a deep breath right now. Do another one with me. One more. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Wave of calmness. Gamate. We need to relax. Relax. And remember the following things. We are on an interview because the company thinks I might be a potential fit, and I am here to deliver the yes that they need. I am here to share my story. I am here to show why I am the only candidate for this position. I am filled with rich information about who I am, my interests, and why I would be the perfect fit for this company, for the culture. It is not about, please, I need you, I need money, oh my God, oh my God. No, that is not the approach. Hey, Crystal on Facebook, that is not the approach when it comes to an interview. It is a mutual benefit, but you are being interviewed and you've got to translate that in how you share your story, in how you answer questions, in how you present yourself, in how you show up at that moment in your life. But the please is not getting you anywhere. Like I said, companies are not having HR meetings where they're like, oh my God, I wish we could find desperate employees. That is not needed, guys. Keep that shit in the trash. It's trash. Take a deep breath. I am here to share my story. I am the perfect and only candidate for this position. I am here to articulate my skills and why I am the best fit for the company, for the culture. There's no desperation. This is a mutual benefit. You will pay me because I'm bomb. You will get my bomb services. It is a transaction. That is all that's happening. No one is doing you any favors. They are not doing you a favor. You're not doing them a favor. It is a mutual exchange of positivity and energy. Flow it the right way, and you will receive what you are looking for. Desperation is not the energy that you need to give off. All right. So if you have questions about how to be bigger than your nerves, put that in the comments before I move on to the next section, which is know the company, know the company, know the company. You got to know the company. Now, sometimes this can be challenging, right? Because of timing, right? So if you get notified in very short timing that you have an interview, you got to just do a quick search and try to gather as much information. But if you have a lead, a time lead as to like it's Monday, you find out you have an interview on Friday, plenty of time to do what? We got to know some key facts about the company if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking to make your transition. I wrote some notes down, as always. You know, I come prepared. So let's go over it. Okay. When was the company founded? Right? Is this a company that is a startup? And that'll also give you what? Some information on longevity and funding, right? Are we walking into a company that has $500 million or $5,000? We gotta know, because that also might make your decision as to, are you comfortable with a startup, or are you looking for something that's more established? Has this been around for 50 plus years? They've made 10 billion last year, right? Like all of those facts. You got to know who started the company, right? This isn't just this, kind of it floated into the ether and I don't know, and just arrived, boom, boom. 1 or 2 or 10 or however many people started this company. What were their bloody names? What's a little bit of their background? How did they get into the space? Yes, that information is important, not because it's just like fun trivia facts, but guess what? You might get asked it on the interview. So you've got to know your stuff. You've got to have an understanding of why you are in this moment with this interviewer and why you should be there. Okay. Next, how large of a company is this, right? Are we walking into small, medium, large? That totally has an impact on the work culture. You got to know that stuff because it's going to help you decide if this is really even a good fit for you. All right. How many locations? Is this a United States only company? Are we in the UK? Are we in South Africa? Are we in Japan? Are we in China? Like all of that stuff has implication for whether or not this is the type of organization you will be interested in, or the company is really the right, looking for this person who can come into this and be a part of a really big network that's a global network. And let's face it, most companies are now going into the global touching and feeling because we're all connected through the internet, right? You might be watching this in China and you might be watching this in Kansas. I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, cool. So got to know that stuff. Also, what is the company branding? So if you haven't checked out the company on social media, shame on you, right? Because you got to understand, what kind of company is this? What kind of messaging are they putting out there, right? Is this a company that has beliefs and mission statement and morals that you believe in? Is this a company that you just, after you take a look at things, you're like, I'm actually not for the sexual exploitation of women, right? Like, if you're a feminist, then you should know that. That way you don't waste people's times. And when actually when you get invited for the initial interview, if you've done your due diligence before you even get that call, you can politely decline, or you can go on it and learn more and see if there's still an opportunity there for you, right? You don't want to say no necessarily off the bat without having informed information that has given you that ability to make that decision. Okay. And then this is a kicker. And I would, if you want to take notes, this would be something to take notes on. Write and know and be able to articulate the specific reasons why you want to work for the company. And this is outside of the role. We have another segment to get to for that. But specifically, right, if we're talking about, let's give an example. If we're talking about Coca-Cola, right? I am addicted to Coca-Cola. I love you, Coca-Cola. Yes. I don't get to drink you as much because I'm working on my health, Coca-Cola, but I still love you. I love you. But if I wanted to work at Coca-Cola, me drinking the soda, I'm sorry, is not sufficient of a reason for why I want to be in-house working at the company, right? What are the specific reasons that you want to work for this company? Do they do charitable work that that resonates with you? Is this a company that makes products that you feel betters the world? Is the company doing new technological advancements? Is the company, like, what exactly is the company doing that you feel you have got to be a part of that engine that they're building and putting out into the world? Saying, oh my God, I drink Coke all the time it's not going to cut it, booms. It's not, nope. What is specific reasons? And if I were you, I'd try to come up with 3, right? So it really shows that this is a well thought out question that you knew to ask right now. Crystal on Facebook says, I love Coca-Cola too. I have one in the fridge right now. I'm about to enjoy. Yes, drink away. I wish I could. But, hopefully maybe next year, we'll see. Or no, I mean, I have a couple of Cokes probably like a couple of times a year, but not as much as I'd want to. I'll keep it at that. Not as much. Next part I want to talk about is understanding. Okay, before I go there, Crystal on Facebook says, I've done marketing for Coca-Cola before, and it was my favorite campaign. All righty. So yeah, Crystal, make sure you share your contact information, how people can get in touch with you. She is the pageantry coach that you all need. Come on her platform, and she'll share her info, and you guys can always connect with her. Next segment I want to talk about is understanding the role, right? So if you have to understand the company, it makes sense for you to what? Have a good understanding of this role. Now, granted, you might say, okay, Tasha, I mean, it's a listing on a website. How am I supposed to know? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. What year is this? 2019. Get your life. Get your life. Get on what? Google. There is so much information about companies now. It's nuts. It's nuts and bolts. So you can join communities like fairygodboss.com, which tells you from a woman perspective, a lot of really key information when it comes to what's it like to work at this company. I don't know if you've heard of Glassdoor, right? That's another great resource. There are places and people who have done the legwork and put that information out there. Shame on you if you don't want to go out and get it, because you cannot say, I didn't know, when that stuff was there. All right. So what are some of the key things you need to know about the role that you're applying for? Comes down to job title and description. If you get asked, what are you applying for, and you can't say it to like the receptionist, it shows what? That you didn't really put a lot of time and energy into understanding what the hell you're applying for. So what are we here for? Why are we wasting time? Do we enjoy wasting time? No, we don't want to waste time. So what's the job title? What's the job description? You have to know that a little bit to heart, right? Like you got to get that down. Next, essential job functions. Now I know as a former recruiter, companies like to have these very long, very elaborate job descriptions. Most of it's crap. They don't have a clue what they're looking for. It's a mess. But it's the process. When you know the game, you have to play it, right? So at the bare minimum, right? Usually at the top, there's like a summary, and then also sometimes they put a summary in the bottom. What is the essential job description and the essential job functions that they're looking for, right? So for instance, if this is a legal position, they're looking for what? So you need to be licensed in whatever the state is. You have to have X amount of experience with these types of law. You have to have these types of deals or know how, right? Like there's certain things, essential things that they put in here that you should totally know, right? And you should be able to reiterate that if asked. Next, how does this role fit within the company structure, right? So if you did some research and you understood kind of the company, what their mission is, what their goals are, where do you think they're trying to go in the next 5-10 years? Where does this role that you're applying for fit within that? Because that's going to give you insight as to, is this really what I talked about on day one, which is this a job or is this a career building moment for you? And then also, is this something you really want to do? Because a lot of employers, and believe me, I've been there, guys. I do a lot of interviews on stuff, and it's interesting. It's really interesting to see the amount of hesitance that the interviewers have, whether they're hiring managers or they're kind of the middle person till the next round or whatever. And they want to understand, are they bringing someone in who's going to be worth and it costs money to onboard every single employee. It costs a lot of money. So if they're going to spend the couple of thousands necessary to onboard you and bring you into this culture, they really want to make sure it's a perfect, if not good fit. And it's annoying because their perfection is a fiction, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. So it's like they're sometimes looking for this beautiful unicorn. It's like, I'm here, I'm right in front of you. Get whatever's out of your ass out and see me for what I am, right? And you have to make them, like, jolt them with your enthusiasm, with your personality, with your skill set, with your background, to make them see that what you've listed, your freaking 2,000 word description of what this bloody job is actually me. I'm right in front of you. I'm right here, right? It's up to you to have them make that connection. And that's going to be your words. It's going to be your presentation. It's going to be the whole holistic thing there. All right. A couple other things. Skill set, right? So I want to speak to this because I did read, and I think I mentioned this on day one. There's some information, there's stats out there that show that women, we tend to not apply for as many jobs as men, because if we don't, like, match everything on the description, we're like, oh no, they don't want us. You know that's bullshit. Cut it out. If it's a job you're interested in, if you think you can do it, put your name in the hat. You never know. Be able to articulate why the hell you are the right person for this, and move the hell on. Don't take the opportunity away from yourself. That's bullshit, and it's a waste of time. So just stop. Just stop. And if you struggle with that and you want a separate program on that, put that in the comments. I'm working in additional content that I'm doing this year, so please let me know. I would love your intrigue. Tell me what you're dealing with specifically, but just stop. And it's up to you to really kind of make that connection, right? If you think you can do it, even if you're like 75% there, put your name in the hat. You never know. Just put it in. Okay. And then a couple of specific things I want you to write down right now, because this will be helpful for you as you're going on your job hunt, or you're, exploring freelance opportunities, business opportunities, whatever. What are the specific reasons why you applied for this role, right? Not just the company, right? You could like Coca-Cola, for instance. You can love Coca-Cola, but why exactly should you be their social media campaign manager, right? Why exactly should you run right? Like, what exactly about you makes this role the perfect fit? You have to be able to articulate that. So I suggest writing that down. And when you are applying for stuff and you do get that interview call, like, hey, are you available to come in XYZ, that you are able to answer that question seamlessly. Next, specific reasons why you will be able to enhance the company with this role, right? So sometimes companies want to know, what are you bringing to the table outside of your skill set? Like, how are you going to elevate the company? How are you making them, again, it's the bottom line. How are we making more money with you? How are we enhancing with you? You got to be as specific as you can when it comes to that. And if you have questions on that, put that in the comments. And then also, what's key is, based on that super duper long description of crap that they supposedly say is the job description, right? What questions do you have? Because they're going to ask you, the interviewer typically is going to ask you if you have any questions. And if you say no, that's not good. So, don't be like, ooh, I was quick, I was in, that's not good. You got to have questions, right? And so I'm a lawyer by trade, so I always have questions. I always have questions. But specific questions, right? Based on that job description, what exactly did you feel was missing? What exactly was not clear? Did you understand what your day-to-day would be like in this role? If not, those are great questions to ask, right? Understanding that, like, you're curious, that you're trying to visualize yourself there, but you want to understand, where do you fit in, and how can they be more clear, and how can they specify things? All right. So those are things to ask. Woo! We are almost there. I hope you're enjoying and writing notes, guys. It's getting good. Be prepared for the questions. This one is going to be fun. The internet is magical when it gives you what? Information that gives you an edge, that gets you excited to know things before your other peeps, right? And granted, you are in competition with who? Yourself only. There is no competition with the rest of the world. It's just yourself, right? So what questions am I talking about? If you go to Inc.com, you're going to find an article, and you can write this down. I'm going to read you the title: How to Ace the 50 Most Common Job Interview Questions by Travis Bradbury, right? So if you just Google how to ace the 50 most common job interview questions, Inc.com, You'll probably find that article. You can go and you can print it out for yourself. You can tape it to your wall so that you know what are the 50 most common interview questions. And guess what? The internet probably has more than that. You can also probably what? Find specific questions asked by the company itself, right? The interviewers who other people have gone on an interview and they've done the legwork and said, hey, I interviewed for Pepsi and they asked me these 10 questions, right? Like you can find that stuff. I've seen it all the time. So definitely do. What are some of these questions? These are questions you have to ask yourself and be able to seamlessly answer. And they include, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Good stuff, right? Why do you want to leave your current position? I love this one. Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years, right? Which these are questions that are not hard to answer, but you have to think about what? If you were in the seat of the interviewer and you were hearing yourself say these answers to you, what exactly do you think they're looking for? Because that's what you need to deliver. A lot of times we come out and we just want to say what we want to say, which is great. Obviously, I would always advise to be honest. You can only be you. Everyone else is taken, right? Be yourself. But what exactly are they looking for in that answer? Are they looking for loyalty? Are they looking for stability? Are they looking for someone who's going to be transient, who's going to do this and leave in a year? Are they looking for someone who's just half-assing it? They're looking to get paid during the day and they're going to go do something else, right? What exactly do you think the company's looking for? That it has to be embodied in your answer. And if you want to work through that separately, you can always schedule a session to chat with me, dressingyourmate.com. Schedule a session, right? But that's some of the things to think about. Other questions. Are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to travel? Tell me about an accomplishment you're most proud of. And this is a goodie. Describe yourself, right? How hard is that to get tripped up on? Because again, are you talking about your fun side? Are you talking about what should be fun for work? You have to, again, always put yourself in the interviewer seat. And if you were listening to yourself, would you hire you? Because if you would not hire you, you are not saying what you need to be saying. Right? If you go on an interview and you're like, I love to serve and I'm not really, would you hire that person to open up the doors, right? Like, think about it. And you know, it's a really funny reference point when it comes to jobs. I don't know if you guys watch Superstore, but that show is bananas and shows you exactly what not to be on the job. So if you're ever confused, that's a real life example. There you go. The questions go on and on. Like I said, it's 50. So go on there and definitely Google that 50 most common job interview questions. I think it was Travis Bradbury, Inc.com. You'll find it. All right. Also, another thing, we have to remember when we're answering questions to be clear, concise. Do not ramble. Do not seem kind of like shocked at your own answer, right? We have to, and then a pet peeve of mine, vocal fillers, right? So what are vocal fillers? Take a breath and do not do that to yourself, right? Be the best version of yourself for this interview because you have the opportunity to practice. That's why I did the 7-day career makeover. We're talking about every element necessary to get you the job that you want, right? And a big part of that is practicing the spiel. Practice the spiel. So what you can do is you can get a friend, have them print out that article, ask you maybe 10 questions, record yourself answering the questions. And you can even, if you want to be really fun, film yourself. And you know what you're going to see? You're going to see a lot of this. All of these things that we do, these weird behaviors that we do when we get nervous because we're like, oh my God, I don't know. Oh God, right? No, we have to walk in cool, calm, and collected, excited, present, confident. Again, if you saw someone coming in, can't make eye contact, weak handshake, well, I don't know. Is that someone you want to hire? That's definitely not someone I would be hiring. It's definitely not someone that I would have a kind of confidence and assurance to know that that person could do the job. We've got to show up in the way that we want to get what we want in this world. right? We cannot show up half-assed and wonder what the hell happened. Or I love this, which is people getting so pissed off because they've been applying for jobs for over a year. And they're like, F this economy, F this, there's nothing that's changed. I can't change my life. You know why that's happening? Because A, you said that and you believe that. And then B, you're not doing what you need to do to present yourself the right way, right? Because if you want a job, you can get a job. So much of life, of executing on what we want, happens. If you think about it, when you say, oh, I have to go to the store and get this, and you actually do and get it, you made that reality. You had a thought and you executed. So when you say, hey, I want a job, then bloody well go out and get it. Now, I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a day, 3 months, three weeks, right? But at the end of the day, you can make this happen. It's just about putting all the pieces together and doing what it takes to get it done. All right. Next section. And then I think we are soon. Yep. Then we're nearly done because we're already over. The time goes by so quickly. Oh my goodness. Show up as if the job is already yours. So I'm just going to abbreviate my career journey. I have an interesting career path. So went to Penn State undergrad because I wanted to be a veterinarian, saw a pig get slaughtered in my face, was like, that is not my life. Absolutely not. Switched gears, took business law classes, fell in love. I said, okay, let me go to law school because I think that would be a great door to open things for me. Traditional, non-traditional, I was open to both. Started law school when the economy crashed, perfect timing, had to transition into the non-traditional path. What did that mean? That meant doc review projects, that meant legal recruiting, that meant legal education and sales. Was with a company in 2015. They had a reduction. And at that point, I was kapoops. I was, I'm tired. So turn to entrepreneurship, turn to doing the 3 things that I do in my business today, which is speaking, which is coaching, which is consulting. And it's been the most gratifying and the most empowering things I've ever done in my life because I chose to do it. It was the first time in my career that I said, you know what? I'm tired of being responsive. I'm going to be active and do what the hell I said I want to do. I love speaking, as you can tell. I love coaching. I love being a part of other people's success. It gives me endless gratification knowing that I helped to be a part of someone's win. Yes, baby, win. We all can do it. I want to be a part of it. And then, of course, consulting, because, why not work and be a brand consultant and work with brands doing social media, doing events, right? Doing all the things that really make me happy and really kind of get my goose. But the key to that is when I was going through all of that, there was a lot of, Crystal. Crystal on Facebook says she's a great coach. Thank you, boo. I appreciate the testimonial, the live testimonial. Y'all heard it on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, baby. Awesome sauce. Thank you, love. And, when it comes to the career, I remember when I was in the juncture of law, right? Law school, and I graduated law school, cum laude, shout out to New York Law School, and was studying for the bar exam. My husband did one thing for me that he's done. I mean, he's my heart and soul. I could do a cry and talk all about him. But one thing I want to quickly get to is he always said something that was really important and really helped me keep level when I was studying for the bar exam, which is he would say, you already passed the bar exam, Tasha. And I'd be like, what? Khalil, you're crazy. Thank you, Crystal. Yes, go to dressingyourmate.com, book a session. And when he said, you already passed the bar exam, it was interesting. I kind of I fed into it because I was like, yeah, what if I already did pass the bar exam? I just have to get to that point in time, right? Like he's saying he already fast forward, saw the future, was done. Cool beans. Guess what? I did pass the bar exam. First time. It was a hell of an exam. If y'all know, if you know any lawyers, the bar exam is a beast. New York bar exam is hell of a beast. And it was crazy. But I share this story specifically for you to understand that when you walk into an interview, when you walk in as if you already had the job, it's a different type of conversation, y'all. It's a different vibe you're given in with the energy. This, oh my God, I need this, please. Walk as if you already had the goddamn job today. This is just a formality. That is what I'm saying to you. You have to walk in your presence of assertive confidence and the belief that I've got this. It's already done. Deal signed. Yes. right? Because then what are we doing? Then the interview's fun. It's just like getting to know people, sharing your experiences. Oh, well, yeah, I have experience doing this, right? Like it's a whole different vibe. And that is magnetic. That is what gets you that second callback, that third callback. Because yes, guys, for some jobs, especially in the professional field, we're talking rounds and rounds, right? Sometimes 4, 5, 6 rounds to get a job that you really want. So you've got to make that, oh my gosh, amazing presence and impression every single time. You have to hit it home. Why? Because you cannot give the interviewer an opportunity to say no. All you have to be doing is giving them the opportunity to say yes, 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 yes. I need her. I need him. All day, every day, right? You need to be needed, right? That's the type of feeling you need to invoke when you go into your interview. So if that, again, is something you're struggling with, dressingyourmate.com, book a session. Let's talk about what, because we all have individual things that we have to get over. Sometimes it's what? It's eye contact, right? Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's the vocal filler. That's a pet peeve of mine. That there's also what? The rambling, incapable of storytelling situation. Well, I did this and tell a story. Tell a concise, clear story. I started here, right? Every story has a beginning, middle, and end. You've got to be able to deliver that. When people ask you questions, answer the question. You know how many times I've interviewed people for jobs as a recruiter and they were incapable of answering a question? Mind-boggling, crazy, Craytown. Don't do that to yourself, right? So we all have individual things that we're working on. I'm here to help. If you have the questions, I have the answers. All right. So outside of that pretty much, I have a couple more tips and then we're going to conclude the sucker, right? So consistent eye contact, guys, regardless of whatever the job title is you're applying for, it's important to make eye contact. Hello, 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 hello. Make good eye contact. Smile. Please smile. I know I'm like a smiley, energetic person. Right, I've been this way my entire life, never stopping. I hope I die with a smile on my face. Amazing. Imagine the newspapers, can't even. But you've got to be present. Like you have to be like inviting. You know how many people I've interviewed and they come in, hello, my name is Jane. What the fuck is that? Hello, my name is Jane. Hello, hello. When you smile, the world shines back and smiles right back at you, babies. You cannot come stank, sourpuss face. Nope, nope, not getting the job done. Hello, hello, smile. Crystal says making eye contact is crucial. I teach that in pageantry as well. I imagine, right? Imagine, guys, y'all are trying to get a crown and you can't bloody well smile. Get your life. You can't make eye contact. Get your life. You don't want it bad enough because someone else will. And that's the thing that you have to remember. That guess what? No, you're not competing with anyone else. But guess what? There are other people who want the same dream as you. We all, sadly, have similar dreams sometimes. So if we are all kind of gunning for similar roles, you've got to be able to distinguish yourself. It's not because you're trying to cut out opportunities other people, but you know this is the opportunity you want for yourself. Yes, Crystal, you have to get your life. Get your life and do what you need to do. Next, you have to be interested in the job, right? When you have no questions, when the interviewer asks you, do you have any questions? And you say no, it shows to the interviewer that you don't give a shit, that you're here, you're just waiting for time to pass. I mean, I'd want to ask, like, are you waiting to die? Because there should always be questions. Every time you hear something, you should always have questions. The life we live is filled with endless information. You should always have a bloody question. You understand? Like, Jamaica's going to come out. It's going to get bad. Like, have a question. Act interested in what the F is going on. Got to get interested. Also, be happy to share your story, right? So many people ask, tell me about yourself. Right? This like kind of deflation, this low energy creeps over the person. Nope, nope, nope. Kick it up a gear. Wow. Well, I'm born in, right? Like figure out how to be excited about you, because if you can't get excited about you, you expect other people to? Nope. Get your life. Not happening. Also, good handshake. So this is something you should practice with other people because it's a little hard to like shake your own hand, right? You're like, oh, right? Go to the mom's friends, even go to stores and just like figure out how, if you don't have anyone in your life, then, this is a good opportunity to make friends. And that way you can have people to shake your hand. But yeah, a good handshake, not too firm, not too loose. You want to have a good, like a good shake. All right. That's really good. And confidence. And if that's something that you're like, well, I don't know how to be more confident, that I'm happy to help. There's certain things that individually we struggle with when it comes to our own confidence. Like for me, I'll give you an example. I lacked confidence because I was always plus size. And in my mind, and from media and life and my family, I was told to feel like I was less than because I had a bigger body. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. We all know the bigger the better. No, I'm kidding. No. Everyone has to decide where they want to be when it comes to their weight. But the point is, you have to love the hell out of you, because you can never expect anyone to love you more than you. So if you cannot love yourself head to toe, right, we got to work on it. There's things we got to do. So that was a big confidence thing for me, that I turned to fashion to try to be more confident and all of that. But we all have different things that we can do to be more confident. Let's talk if that's your issue. And guys, just also from yesterday, when I talked about visualize the job, visualize what you want, right? And write it down and speak it. Use it as an affirmation, like speak into existence what you want. There's so many things that we can talk about when it comes to mindset. So also put that in the comments, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, let me know. I'm happy to add more career-oriented content for the rest of 2019 so that we can get it in and get you the job and get you the opportunities that you want. Just got to let me know. So with that, woo, so much content. Yay! This concludes day 2 of the 7-day career makeover. Oh my goodness, what a conversation. If you liked what you heard, please put in the comments what you liked. Please put in the comments, tag friends, tag 2 people you feel like could benefit from this conversation. Let's get them in here. Let's all start to make over our careers, because the time is now. It's not someday. Someday's not on the calendar, babies. Today, tomorrow, these are days, right? That actual moments that we can handle some of the things that we need to handle to elevate in our life and in our career. And we can do it. You can be 6, you can be 16, you can be 66, you can be 106. It doesn't matter what age you are. We can all elevate. We can all grow. We can all guarantee ourselves these opportunities by doing the work that we need. All right. So outside of that, dressing room, the8.com. You can book a session, free 30 minutes with Tasha. Woohoo! Let's talk about it. You can subscribe to the blog so you get updated every time we have a new blog post. You can subscribe to the monthly newsletter, get resources that will help you elevate. It's all about elevation. That's what my platform's about. And then of course, come back tomorrow, same time. What are we talking about? Day 3, how to tell your story on your resume. So that's a good one, because this is something, again, that I had to work and struggle with and figure out, okay, this is what method works for me. I'm happy to share what's working for me, what has worked for me. And we're going to do this again. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know y'all are up, so don't tell me it's too late. This is the perfect time to handle your business because it's important stuff. All right. And outside of that, thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your time. Come back tomorrow. I'm so excited. We're moving through our 7-day career makeover. All right. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to say bye on all the different platforms. All righty. Bye. Bye. And bye, YouTube.